Okay, we'll start with the next topic in deadlock avoidance, that is the Banker's algorithm. So this algorithm is mainly used to avoid deadlock in a system. In last class we have discussed resource allocation graph algorithm that is applicable only to the single instance, and it's not applicable to the multiple instance. But Banker's algorithm is applicable to the multiple instance of each resource type, and the name Bankers was chosen because this algorithm could be used in a banking system to ensure that the bank never allocated its available cash in such a way that it could no longer satisfy the needs of all its customers. Okay, each process must a priori claim maximum use. That is, when a new process enters a system, it must declare the maximum number of instances of each resource type that it may need. So this number may not exceed the total number of resources in the system. Okay, when a process requests a resource, it may have to wait. That is, when a process requests a set of resources, the system must determine whether the allocation of these resources will leave the system in a safe state. If it will, the resources are allocated. Otherwise, the process must wait until some other process releases enough resources. Okay, when a process gets all its resources, it must return them in a finite amount of time. Okay, so these are the data searches required to implement the Banker's algorithm. Okay, let n be the number of process and m be the number of resource type. First data structure we required here is available. So available is a vector of length m, indicates the number of available resource of each resource type. If available of j is equal to k, indicates there are k instances of resource type rj are available. Okay, next we require data such as max. Max is also n cross m matrix, defines the maximum demands of each process. If maximum of ij is equal to k, then process pi may request at most k instance of resource type rj. Next data structure we require allocation. Allocation is an n cross m matrix that indicates the number of resources of each type that is currently allocated to the each process. If allocation of ij is equal to k, then pi is currently allocated to k instance of resource type rj. Okay, next last data structure we require need. So need is also n cross m matrix, indicates remaining resource need of each process. If need of ij is equal to k, then process pi may need k more instance of rj to complete its task. So to find out the need value, we require this formula. So need of ij is equal to maximum of ij minus allocation of ij. To find out need of each process, we require this formula. So need is equal to max minus allocation. You should remember this formula. Okay, next one we have safety algorithm. So this algorithm is mainly used to find out whether or not a system is in a safe state. Whether the system is in a safe state. So we have this algorithm. First step is let work and finish be the vectors of m and n respectively. So first we need to consider two vectors, where work and finish. So it is initialized with work is equal to available and finish of I is equal to false for all I 0 to n minus 1. That is, we have n number of process. For each process, so finish of I is equal to false. Okay, we need to find an I such that both first it has to satisfy these two conditions. Finish of I is equal to false and need of I is equal to need of I if it is less than or equal to work. If these two conditions satisfy, then we'll go to the step 3. Okay, so in step 3, work is equal to work plus allocation of that process. Then we'll take that finish of I is equal to true. Then again we'll go to the step 2. Then again we'll find the next process which is not completed its task, then find out its need. If it is less than or equal to work, if it is less than or equal to work, then again we'll go to the step 3. Suppose if there is no condition appears, if one of the condition is false here, then if both the conditions are false, then if no such I exists, then we'll go to the step 4. Okay, if finish of I, if it is true for all I, for all process, that is if all the process finished its task, then the system is in a safe state. That is, here we need to find out the safe sequence for the process. If the if all the processes are in the safe sequence, then the system is in a safe state. Otherwise, the system is in a unsafe state. Okay. Next one we have algorithm, resource request algorithm for process Pi. That is, let request I be the request vector for process Pi. If request of I to j is equal to k, then the process Pi wants k instance of resource type Rj. That is, here the process Pi is requesting for resource type Rj. How many instances is requesting? K instance. Okay. The first condition, when there is a request from the process Pi for the resource type Rj, then these two conditions must satisfy. Okay. If request of I, if the request of this process, if it is less than the need of process I, then we'll go to the step 2. Suppose if first condition is false, then we'll raise an error condition since process has exceeded its maximum claim. So it cross the maximum need. Okay. Next one. If this first condition satisfy, then we need to check if request of I, if it is less than or equal to available. So request of process I should be less than or equal to available. If this condition satisfies, then we'll go to the step 3. Otherwise, the Pi must wait since resources are not available, because the request value is greater than the available. So process cannot, the system cannot grant resource request for the process Pi. Okay, if both the conditions satisfy, then pretend to allocate requested resource to Pi by modifying the state as follows. So we need to modify the state. These are the data structures we use. So the data structures values might change when the process Pi requests for the resource type Rj. Okay. Available is equal to, so available value change. Available is nothing but available minus request of I. Then allocation is equal to, allocation of process Pi is equal to allocation of I plus request of process I. Okay, next one we have need of I. So need for the process Pi is equal to previous need of the process minus request of I. Okay. Once this modified, the state is modified, next again we need to apply the safety algorithm. This algorithm we need to apply once the here the system state will change here. Once when the process Pi requests for the resource, the system state may change. So in that case, again we need to apply the safety algorithm. If in the safety algorithm, if you get the safe sequence for all the process, then we can say that system is in a safe state. Then you can grant the resources are allocated to the process Pi. If the system is in safe state, then the resources are allocated to the process Pi. If it is unsafe, that is in safety algorithm, if you don't get the safe sequence, then the system is in unsafe state. So Pi, the process Pi must wait, and the old resource allocation state is restored. So we'll consider the old resource allocation value. So here we have updated. So we'll consider the because it will not grant the permission. The system will not grant the permission for the request from the process Pi. So when it will not grant, then it will consider the old allocation resource allocation state.